Yeah, the one thing about classical music is it's public domain. I hope so. So, there's really no copyright infringement when I use music. That's classical. Great, right? And it's one of my favorite genres. I'm Michaux. Welcome to my channel. I recently dropped the trailer sometime within the last couple of weeks, week and a half or so, and I'm going to introduce myself. So if this is my introduction, welcome. Welcome to the Optimystic M on YouTube. You're probably curious, who is this guy? Okay, well, let me break it down. So, where do I start? Well, I could give you my birthday, but it doesn't give you much. Despite my appearance, I've been around the planet, well, yes, I have been around the planet, but I've been around the sun about 33 times. Most people say I look about 20-ish, 21. Yes, good genes. So thank you. So I have been on YouTube, actually, for years. The past 5 to 6 years on a different channel. And that channel is actually still up. I had another channel, but it shut down. So I'm on here now. I have a new direction of where I want to go with this channel. And so my main focus is going to be on this one and this one alone for now. What I used to do on my other channel was do personal development. I used to do product reviews. I was heavy into network marketing. I did Amway for a couple of years, and I used to do product reviews on there about the various products I would take home and utilize for my own personal use, because one of the things they ingrained in the downline was that it's important for you to actually use your product. So before I get knee deep in that, it's just a brief explanation about that aspect and what I did. I would also do other things like motivational videos or inspiration, stuff like that. And I did it mostly for me, because at the time I was just getting out of the Navy. I did Navy for 4 years. And by the way, I'm in Hawaii, so aloha. I've been here for about 8 years thanks to the Navy, thanks to a major direction and milestone in my life that I decided to enlist in the Navy, and that allowed me to come here, have the opportunity to come here, and I'm still here after almost 9 years now. We're coming up on 2016 here. I got here in 2007, and in fact, January 1st, 2007 is when I set foot on the island. A little bit more about me, and of course I'm going to explain to you a little bit about this channel, because I gave you a brief explanation on my trailer, and I'm probably going to redo that sometime in the future. But what I would like to do is, currently I'm a full-time student. I'm on break right now. I'm majoring in international business, and I have 1 semester left. I'm pretty stoked about that, because it's been, I wouldn't say it's been a long 4 years, but in fact, it hasn't been a total 4 years, because I took 1 year and just did school straight through, like spring, summer, fall. That was the longest year, but I did it. I'm pretty stoked about it, because it's been an interesting time for me going back to school, and a lot of people will say, well, it's kind of late in the game. A lot of people are actually going back to school at ages, 30s, in some cases as 40s, especially if you're a veteran like myself. I've been out of the Navy for, a few years. Well, actually more than a few years. It's coming on. Let's see, I got out in 2010, so I've been out for about 5 years now. So, and I'm just a reservist now. So I do a part-time weekend warrior, um, 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, sort of thing, and it takes me different places. And not only does it take me different places, but it gives me an opportunity to meet other people that are in the field, that are doing other things, because we're all just regular people. Some of us, we have done active duty, but in the reservist world, we're all we're all civilians in our day-to-day life. And for that 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks a year, we become part of the Navy military again. So both school and being a reservist has allowed me to venture out. For example, for the last 5 months, I've actually been in Australia. I studied abroad. I'm going to start a new series on that and kind of give you, well, I'm going to give you a detailed discussion or detailed life cast or whatever you want to call it, travel cast about my experience in being in Australia. And I've already done so. I have a voice broadcast or podcast channel on the app called Raur. That's Raur, and you can find me on there, Mystic Mind Cast. And I gave updates about every week about my time there. And while I'm not gonna do the same thing here, I'm gonna focus more on doing it in, like, I don't know, a chunk of 3 or 4, maybe 4 different casts, kind of explaining, the process of getting there, my first 2 weeks or month or whatever, midway, and then the process of leaving, and then finally the part, basically the last few weeks I've been here, and readjusting to the way life was before I left. So stay tuned for that. I have a lot of work to do, but I have to catch up on this because the thing I want to do with this channel, the direction I kind of been enlightened to do, is basically give back to society. And I've seen various people do it in various different ways. I've mentioned people like to do makeup, and that's fine. People do all sorts of things: makeup, fashion, personal development. Personal development is going to be one of the things I'm going to be also doing on here as well. And strengthening yourself from within to conquer everyday life, whether it's a career, whether it's a job, whether it's just life in general, or you have a relationship. Sometimes I may give relationship or consultation cast. I've been doing it for a while anyway. It's just in chatting and on Raur as the voice broadcast thing, but I haven't really done video. And I know YouTube is huge for video, and people want to see more content on video that's going to help them get through life. And that's mainly the reason why I started this channel, despite the fact that I had a channel before and it's gone. So it's a long story. I'm not going to go into it, but in fact, there was nothing wrong with the channel itself. There was apparently questionable content that I had shared on G+ that Google didn't really favor, and it was a misunderstanding. I tried to appeal, and it just didn't work out. So now I have a new channel, and now I have a new direction. So it actually helped me in the long run to figure out, hey, this is what I want to do. Besides the fact that I've been majoring in international business, I actually didn't start out that way. I started out as a general business major, and I figured, well, it's a start. And I changed about a quarter way through because I figured, why not? General business is general business, and to put it bluntly, I'm actually an entrepreneur at heart. And my ultimate goal is actually to own my own business. And I have owned various businesses throughout my life. I started out, um, I used to sell bracelets in elementary school, and because I seen other kids doing it and making money, I was like, well, I want to make money. And of course, when you're that young, you can't have a real job. And not that a job was really appealing, but I believe that a lot of, well, when you're younger, it's like you think that it's the only way to make money. So it's not. And I've done other things, like I had a gift wrapping business in junior high. I wouldn't say I made a killer amount of money, but I made a significant amount of money, and I was able to buy a gift for Christmas for my family and such. And I believe I had a job, but one of the things I also want to do on here is I want to also give business advice, mostly based on my experience and based on the classes I've taken, because class is fine, but you're only going to learn so much in class, and I've only learned that much in class, but I also work a job. And here's the importance of a job, not writing it off a job totally. And this is mostly the reason why I started going back to school for international business. Some people know that I used to go to school for a film and video degree, and actually I have an associate's degree in that. The thing is, it's a great field. I had a very great experience going to Full Sail in Florida some years back before the Navy, and I met a lot of talented people and gained a lot of hands-on experience with that trade school at the time. And it's something I still want to pursue, and I have been pursuing it, but not as much as I probably could or should. Just based on the fact that I felt that I didn't have enough business knowledge. So I can write a script, I can write a movie, I can shoot a movie, but how does one translate that into business? How to make money from it? Because a lot of people can do it. A lot of people you see on YouTube, they have like this awesome talent, this awesome skill that they've built over years, but they have no idea how to make money from it. And some people do. There's various people on YouTube that are starting to actually get really huge, and that's good. My thing was, and this is before these people started hitting it big on YouTube, was, well, how can I succeed from this? Because I'm not like, I would say I'm not the most talented person when it comes to like special effects or Photoshop, that sort of thing, but I can edit the hell out of something, and that's one of the things I started doing, was doing videos for weddings and making money that way. That's one aspect, how to make money doing video production. But still, there was one element missing. I didn't really have a business mind, and that's why I decided to go back to school for it, because you can learn some things in school that you may not learn out in the real world, or vice versa. And the path that I took, it's been a great ride. I've had the experience to meet various people in various clubs, in various societies, and it's been great, really. And like I said, I've even gone to Australia and studied over there for the past 5 months, and I found a little bit more of myself, not only just my personal life, but also like how I can proceed, how I can better proceed uh, in my business mind. Because it's great, okay, it's great if you have an idea, if you have a certain talent, that's awesome, but how can you turn that passion into money? And I'm not saying that it's all about money, but at the end of the day, you still have to feed yourself, unless you're on welfare. Nothing against welfare. I'm just saying. So that's where I've gone, and that's where I am now. I'm in the process of developing a couple of different businesses. One is a medium-sized business. They actually both could technically be a medium-sized business. As far as one, and I'm not gonna say the other one. One is gonna be the videography for weddings or events. It's something I've been thinking about for a while. It's not something that just popped in my head yesterday, but I've been considering, because I've done it before, but I've done it all by myself. And before I started taking classes again, so now I have a better mind about it, and I want to do something different. I want to form a team. Ultimately, I want to form a team and do it, whether it's like a team of 2 or 3 people, probably 3 people, to take on various events. Like, we'll have one guy do video, one guy do photography, one guy do something else, whatever that is. Maybe a second video camera, I don't know. That's the idea. And with this team, just become great. And the other thing is, within the team is more than likely they're gonna be, people entry level starting out, because a lot of people already have a name for themselves and they're making like tons of money. So I like to basically form like a crew that's like entry level, maybe even intermediate experience, so they can make a name for themselves within the company, and then they can always come back. I wouldn't mind. I would even like to have a team of professionals, and that's something that's kind of down in the future. But anyways, that's enough about that. That's kind of what I'm doing right now, as far as like business development, business startup, stuff like that, and that's something I'm interested in. Um, I gotta tell you though, if you're interested in going in the business field, it is very vast, and that's mainly the reason why I picked international business, is because it's so vast. You can do anything, but you have to have direction and focus, because while the ocean is huge and there's all this opportunity, there's still a large margin of error where you can actually get lost in it and you lose your way. Like, I've lost my way, and not just in business, but I've lost my way in life a few times, maybe more than a few times, but it happens. It happened to me when I was going to film school. I was like, well, what am I doing? And this is like mid-semester. I'm taking this class. It's a lighting class. It's an art form in itself. Lighting it's so huge. I have mad respect for people that do it, and only that. But within that time, I was questioning myself, because there were other challenges besides the class that bothered me, that just I couldn't escape. And I had to remind myself why I was going to school, and it happens every now and then. I have to remind myself, why am I doing this? Why am I here? No, ultimately, I'm here because I want to be here, or I'm here because this is how it worked out. I made the steps to get to this point. It's not dumb luck. It's not a sheer chance. And actually, I'll tell you a story about this later. But how I ended up here in Hawaii is can be seen as a sheer like chance because I'll tell you the story later. But so every now and then you have to remind yourself. I have to remind myself that hey, this is why I'm here, and this is what I'm going for. And for some reason, after going to Australia, I have this new found, I guess, focus on something. And that's something I have to elaborate on later because of the nature of the topic. It's something that's kind of fresh, and I can't really discuss it openly as of right now. So bear with me on that. Other than that, most people know me. I'm just, I'm laid back. However, seeing life through a different lens or a different perspective, that I may be laid back, but I also realize that sometimes the work, well, not sometimes, the work has to get done. Whatever that may be. Whether that's I have to do something for something great to happen, then it's going to happen. I can no longer sit by idly and wait for things to come to me. I have to make happen. And I have a lot of stories to share. I have a lot of things to go through, not like, I don't want to make the whole channel about me. It kind of is, but there's a point behind, I want to make a point behind everything that I share, so that when others watch and they may have a similar experience, that they have something to kind of have a reference point, like, okay, well, this guy is Joe Schmo. Well, Joe Schmo is now Michaux, because you know me now. You know me as Michaux. You can call me Optimystic M. And basically have a reference point to, like, okay, well, this guy's going through the same thing, or he's gone through the same thing. Well, how can I get through it? And you may not have anybody else to turn to. Allow me to be sort of like a mentor. I can't be a mentor in every way, but I can be a mentor in some ways, because I'm still learning myself, guys. There's a lot of things in life that I'm still learning, and I have mentors for that reason. I have mentors in different areas of my life. If you ask any successful person, they'll tell you they have a mentor or mentors in certain areas like finances, personal life, romance, or whatever. In the areas that I'm strong at, allow me to be your mentor. And that M could mean mentor for you. It actually means a few things. Optimistic M, a brief story about that. So I started using the ID, Mystic Mind, a long time ago. And it just stuck. So I kept using it. In fact, if you guys have ever played Phantasy Star Online, I used to use it on there. And it's been kind of like my thing ever since. So now I use it as my calling card, or as you want to, whatever you want to call it. Mystic Mind. So now, for this channel, I just say Optimistic M. a friend of mine suggested I use Optimistic, and it sounded, well, not suggested that I use it, but it just sounded good, so I started to use it. So there you have it, Optimistic M. And M could mean my name, Michaux. It could mean mine. It could be mentor. It could be whatever you want. But that's the name on here. I want to set that straight. Well, my day job. What do I do? I work sales. I'm not going to tell you what the company is, but I will tell you that I work sales and entry-level management. And I was actually there before I started doing this. And I gotta tell you, it was a crazy morning. But I digress. So I do that, and as a part of customer service is something else you want to put on your resume as a part of administration and management is good, because it shows people that are looking. If you're looking to do like a regular job, or even if you want your own business, because this is important. This is key. If you can keep your customers and clients happy, working a regular job, then it shouldn't be an issue when you have your own business. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, and depending on the business that you want to go in, that makes a great difference, because your clientele can change just like that. Like, I'm not going to have the same clients as I'm going to have, working wedding videos. I might. There's a good chance, especially being a small island as Hawaii, I may see these people again, and because I see people all the time. It's like, oh, it's a small world, it's a small island. In the course of this video, if you have any questions you want to ask me, go ahead and put it in the comment section. I don't mind. I'm quite transparent, quite open. I mean, there are some things I'm not gonna say. Turn this down a little bit. There's obvious key information about myself that I'm not gonna ever disclose in public. But if there's anything you like to ask me, that's be open. Don't hesitate. Ask me questions or whatever, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you have anything personal, private that you would like to talk to me about, and you don't feel comfortable sharing it in public, you're more than welcome to direct message me on Hangouts, or even drop me a post on Google+. I use Google+ as kind of like a branch of this channel, or vice versa. I've been on various social platforms since like the advent of them. I was on MySpace, Friendster, High Five. That was back in the day. I have a Facebook. I don't really use it as a public contact, because I use it more for my friends and family and people I know, more closer than, say, Joe Schmo that's interested in crafts or cooking or whatever. That's what Facebook. That's what Google Plus is for me. So, being that Google has revamped, and it really has always been based around interest, and I know that when Google Plus first started out, they wanted to be the Facebook killer. It didn't work out too well. And in fact, they failed miserably at that. But what they're good at interest. What people are interested in. And so they've revamped Google Plus, if you haven't been on there. They revamped it, and the focus has been more around collections. Collections is kind of like Pinterest. The Pinterest is more like a simplified version of interest, or interesting things you can do with your time. And I think Pinterest is, in itself, is a pretty cool social media platform to use if you're more interested in that sort of thing. Google Plus, on the other hand, is more robust, where people can actually have discussions and talk about these various interests in both collections and communities. And of course, there's a circles aspect, of which I I love to use circles. I think that's where they kind of came with the collections. I use that a lot. My most popular collections on Google Plus is leadership, business, and personal development. I have a modern visual culture exhibition on there, and Shades of Asian Beauty. So I'm going to explain to you a little bit about Shades of Asian Beauty. It's kind of like a hobby. I try to keep it tasteful. This is probably what got me in trouble the last time. So I'm trying to keep it more tasteful than ever. It's a hobby where I share photos of Asian women. Simply put. That's what that collection's about. There's nothing more or less that you need to really know about it. And if you're interested in that sort of thing, go right ahead. Follow the collection. Like whatever you like to see. But that's what I do. Is something that I'm interested in. You know, I like Asian women. So that's something you learn about me. Now, as far as the other two, those are my three most popular ones on there. I have people that follow those all the time. Then go back to the business aspect here as well as personal development. So as far as the leadership, business, and personal development collection, I post mostly things and the obvious things that are related to business, that are related to inspiring people to do great in their life and career or whatever they want to do. I'm going to end this for now. Just kind of wrap this up with my collections. I may have to split this up in another video, just kind of give you an intro. But basically, okay, so back to the personal business and or leadership, business and personal development collection is just that. Self-explanatory. The other one is modern visual culture exhibition. So it's basically another hobby of mine. I like comic books. I like anime, various movies, that sort of thing. So if you like that sort of thing, go on there and like it. You know, leave a comment or something. Anyways, I'm also interested in photography, so I have a few photography collections on there. So I'm gonna wrap this up, and most likely I will make another video about the introduction of myself. And if you have any questions, you can drop it below and I will answer in the next video. So stay tuned for that. I hope to release that fairly soon. Not going to take too long on that. But anyways, thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for watching me introduce myself to the world and being a contributor to society. I hope you learned something. Hope you learned something about me. Again, if you have any questions for me, leave it below. Comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And your questions can be anything. If you want to learn about me, you want to learn my favorite color, you know, whatever. Just have fun. And that's what I want to do on this channel also, is to have fun. You know, I want to have fun, inform people, enlighten people, inspire people. And that's what I want to do. That's the main reason why I started this channel. I didn't start it to get all the likes or whatever. And likes are fine. I love, you know, if you like it, if you like what you see, you know, give it a thumbs up. If you like what you see, thumbs up. Be honest. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. But let's keep it positive. Catch me on Google Plus, Twitter. I'll drop the links below in the description, and you can find me that way. If you want to direct message me as well, hit me up in Hangouts. Besides that, it's been great, and I look forward to doing a new video fairly soon. Okay, it's probably gonna be a part 2 to kind of introduce more about myself, and that'll be the last part on that. I don't want to draw this out anymore. As far as other videos that are coming up, stay tuned. I want to talk about Christmas. I want to talk about the N-word. That's an idea I got today. I watched Blackish. I started watching Blackish not too long ago. But anyways, there was an episode where the son the youngest son had started saying the N-word on stage, and he got expelled. Anyway, I'll explain that in a later video. But for now, it's been great. Again, like and subscribe if you like what you see. Share it if you think somebody else will benefit from it. And that'll be helpful for me to get more popular on here, because more people can see, more people can learn. Anyways, it's been great, and aloha and cheers. Some guy's walking toward me. Anyways. So weird. Okay. I say it's weird because he was actually walking towards my car like he was going to talk to me, and then he just walked away. Like, okay. The parking lot's pretty much free. There's like nobody here except for a few cars, and I'm just like the only one over here. Anyways, I digress.